So let's look at this problem. So in this problem, it's in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c, which means that the leading coefficient of x squared is, in this case, a 6. So when we look at this, we are looking for two factors of a. And they will be the first terms of the binomials. And they're both positive signs because we have a plus sign here and a plus sign here as well. So if we look at this, right, the only ways that you can get this is kind of, think of it as a trial and error method. The only way that you're going to get a 6 factors, so factors of 6 are 6 and 1 and 2 and 3. So those are the factors. And then it says that the second term of each binomial they have to be factors of 5. Well, factors of 5, you only have one choice, and it's going to be 1 and 5. So I am certain that I'm going to have a 1 and a 5 here. Now you're going to have to kind of test the waters and say, okay, am I going to put a 6 here and a 1 here, or am I going to put a 2 here and a 3 here? So let's just test the waters with, let's say, a 2 and a 3. Let's see how that works. Where is this not working? Okay, there it is. So if I were to multiply this, now I have to double check. I have to FOIL this to triple check. So 2 times 3 is 6x squared. Then I do 2 times 5 is 10x. That works. So now the next one I do 1 times 3 is 3x, and then plus 5. Now when we look at the middle term, the first term works, the last term works, but the middle term doesn't work. It's 10x plus 3x. So now the next thing that we can do is you can try to switch the order of these numbers. So I can put the 2 over here, the 3, and see what happens. So if I were to do that, so I'm going to put the 3 here and the 2 here. So, and we try again. So we said 3 times 2 is 6x squared. We know that that's going to work. But let's look at the middle term, right? So the middle term is 3x times 5 is 15x. And then we do 1 times 2x plus 2x. So I know it's 17x. So these are the factors of it. And 1 times 5 is 5. So we have found the common factors. That's one way that you could do it. If you're really good multiplying and just looking at the numbers, you can probably do this quickly. The other way that you can try doing this, it's called AC method. And I'll show you that in a second. Okay, just to make sure that I could erase this. Okay. Okay. So this other method, it's called the AC method, and it's called the AC method because you basically multiply the A and the C, or maybe do a little AC method, lowercase. So you're multiplying those. So you have 6 times 5 is 30. And it's accompanied by the diamond method. Let's look at this. Think of this as a diamond, where we have here, we can say that we want the product. So we want a product, the A times C product. And the A times C product in this case for us is 30. And for us over here, and here you want two numbers that add up to the middle term, to 17. So you want this to be 17. Now, when I look at this, right, so what two numbers, what are factors of 30 that add up to 17? So when I look at this, I can say, okay, factors of 30, 10 and 3. 10 and 3 don't add up to 17, so that doesn't work. 5 and 6, right? 5 and 6, 11 doesn't work. 15 times 2 is 17, so they work. So the factors that I'm looking for is 15 times 2. So my very first step is right here to be able to find the two factors that I'm looking for. My second step is to rewrite the middle term, in this case b, as a sum of the factors that we found, Okay, so we're going to write this as 6x squared plus 15x plus 2x plus 5. It doesn't matter the order. If you want to put 2x plus 15x plus 5, it doesn't matter. So now in this scheme, I wrote it, I have 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, and 4. When I write it like this, now what I can do is I can factor by grouping. So if I factor by grouping, just notice that I'm going to leave the plus sign outside, because if I just don't have an addition sign here, is going to look like a product, and it wouldn't be the correct operation that we're looking for. So now when I look at this, at each individual grouping that I've done, that's why it's called factoring by grouping, this part, factoring by grouping, because I've grouped them. I have to see what they have in common, and what do they have in common right here? They both have an x, and they both have a common factor of 3. So I am going to factor that, 3x. So I am left with 2x plus 5. Now do you see over here that it's also, it's looking the same, so I'm just going to factor out a 1, and I have 2x plus 5. So now I can see that they both, so if you see this as one term, if this is another term, you see that the first term, that each term has 2x plus 5 as a common factor. So I'm going to take that out, 2x plus 5. I'm sorry about that. And so what am I, if I take the 2x plus 5 here, what am I left with? I'm left with 3x plus, and here I'm left with a 1. So this is what our factors are, and it's the exact same answer that we found before by trial and error.